This campaign analysis focuses on the Australian beer industry. Recent trends within the industry have shown a drop in the total sales by 4% in 2013. Industry reports show that the overall sales of beer continuing to decrease, however, with growing trends towards consumer demand for variety will see foreign labels increase. The focus of this campaign analysis will be on the brand Corona Extra and their On Mexico Time campaign. In 1925, Corona Extra was born in the city of Mexico, taking only 10 years for it to become the best-selling beer in Mexico. From the beginning, the market focus was on social aspect of drinking and the quality of the product. Corona has always marketed itself as an innovative and unique beer brand, focusing on selling the idea that stands behind Corona instead of the unique taste. Corona promotes their ability to create connections and facilitate people to come together. Corona is more than a beer, but further a symbol that represents the philosophy of living within the moments. This symbol has been marketed around the world. In the market of imported beer in Australia, Corona is acknowledged as the market leader, being the #1 imported premium beer in Australia. Following Corona, Budweiser, Stella Artois and Heineken stand as their biggest competitors. When advertising their product, Corona must consider specific rules and regulations as they fall under both alcohol and beverage codes. The ideals and messages conveyed within this campaign, Corona's target demographic are those of Generation Y, males and females aged 21 to 30. This demographic identifies with the lifestyle and aspirations presented within the campaign. Corona appeals to those who don't want to be associated with the mainstream brands of beer and the corresponding ideals of the typical man's beer. The main feature this audience identifies with is the philosophy that Corona offers, the escape from the ordinary. It is assumed that this audience are working full-time with busy lifestyles urging escape. Generation Y have been identified to reside with the product when an emotional attachment exists. Through creating a philosophy behind the beer, the campaign has allowed consumers to connect with the message and relate that to their lifestyle. To capture the attention of their audience, Corona has used appeals of belonging, pleasure, enjoyment and escape. Consumers purchasing Corona are fulfilling two aspects of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, both esteem aspects and social needs. The consumer insight for Corona Extra campaign is that from buying Corona, the consumer will be able to act on Mexico time, a more relaxed way of life. This purchase can be classified as a self-satisfaction purchase in regards to the FCB planning model. Consumers have low involvement thinking, however, experience emotional attachment, causing them to buy the product. Corona Extra is currently the #1 imported beer in Australia. However, in recent times, sales have slipped as Corona has positioned themselves as a beer only drunk at the beach. The goal for the company was to position the brand so that consumers would see Corona as an every occasion beer without breaking the ideals of the brand. The objective behind the campaign was that by drinking Corona, the state of mind when holidaying in Mexico can be experienced in everyday environments. The brief and objectives of the campaign are coherent with the recognised target audience of Corona. The campaign also coincides with the philosophy that Corona consumers thrive for, the escape from reality. Corona have implemented a use and application positioning strategy within the campaign to highlight the product in a new light, selling Corona as an all-occasion beer. The big idea of the campaign is to sell a philosophy and a way of life as opposed to a unique tasting beer. Corona exemplifies the unified global brand positioning strategy which has the flexibility to adapt across cultures to be suitable and relevant to the local clientele needs, resulting in record growth, increased local market share and strengthened brand affinity. The success of the campaign can be seen through its growth, which is above 10%, and consistency of the market share, which is 38% of total imported beers in Australia. Corona's campaign is part of the highly successful From Where You'd Rather Be campaign. This campaign is a video filmed by famous surf filmmakers Taylor Steele and photographer Chris Searle. The video follows a group of friends travelling Mexico across 2 weeks. On Mexico Time has been acknowledged as Corona's biggest Australian campaign. The film is accompanied by a music track recorded for the campaign. The calming music adds to the overall environment Corona tries to sell through this campaign. Corona differ from their surrounding competitors as they provide consumers with an escape from everyday life, selling a lifestyle more so than the actual beer. The campaign tone can be described as relaxed, calm, inviting and friendly. Through the tone of voice used, the campaign is trying to entice the consumer to this particular Corona way of life. Corona brand personality is laid back, warm, harmonious and cool, which is coherent with the campaign tone of voice. Through this highly coherent campaign, Corona has effectively tapped into consumers' insights that through drinking Corona, one will be able to remove themselves from everyday stresses and enjoy a relaxing moment with friends. The campaign embeds transformational appeals as it focuses on emotional, social and psychological needs of the consumer. Use of dramatization and imagery techniques assists in portraying the information. This campaign encapsulates a journey across Mexico. Through employing this technique, it allows the consumer to have a taste of the hypothetical lifestyle Corona can provide. On Mexico Time is Corona's biggest Australian campaign. The channels of media used were outdoor cinema, digital and print media. The main campaign video was posted onto YouTube, allowing consumers to access it whenever and wherever they liked. The advantages of using online advertising are that it helps to facilitate conversations, collaborations, and interactions online between the company and the target consumer. Corona also turned their film into snapshot images with the slogan "All Mexico Time." These snapshot images appeared on billboards and other outdoor spaces. For this campaign, the major means of media was the film created of the journey through Mexico. The target market is known for having the highest social media usage. Therefore, by placing a huge emphasis on online campaigning, the lifestyle of the consumer has been identified, although other modes of media were used, ensuring that all target consumers saw the campaign. This campaign has been highly successful in fulfilling the objectives of the company. However, the strategy of media use could have been enhanced to reach further audiences. Previous Corona campaigns have been highly interactive with the consumer, whereas this campaign lacked that interactive element. Generation Y, Corona's target market, have the highest social media usage. Corona should have used this fact to their advantage and really empowered the interactiveness of the campaign through the use of the website or Instagram.